Good day, Artventurers! How is your week going? I hope you are ready for another video. I have a sketchbook and pencil on standby because today I want to share with you 5 ways on how I condition my hands before drawing. It can also be applied when you don't know what to draw yet and you want to spark your creativity. So grab your favorite drawing tools and let's get started. For the first one, I want to condition my wrist to make different kinds of strokes. So what I do is just scribble on an entire page until I feel my hands gradually loosen up. You can play with the pressure, length, and curve of every stroke until you are satisfied. It is very simple, but it works for me. By the way, these exercises I share with you are warm-ups that I just developed over time, so they can either be uniquely for me or can also be similar to others. You can also add your personal touch in these and make your own go-to ways to start your drawings. The second method is making dots and connecting them using lines. Remember those dot-to-dot activity books that we used to fill up when we were little? They really help us with our hand-eye coordination. For those who are not familiar with it, simply put, hand-eye coordination is how the movement of our hands guides the direction of our eyes. Don't worry if the connections are not perfect. It will get better as you do it. Just a reminder, you don't need fancy artist stuff to warm up. You can use the simplest things like pencils and ballpoint pens on scrap papers. Right now, I'm using this kind of neglected sketchbook of mine. Admit it, you always have that one unfinished sketchbook that you always forget to finish because you got busy starting new ones, and they just pile up every time. I mean, how tempting is it when you go to an art store and see a sketchbook with a unique cover and clean new pages on top of that? I mean, right? Or is it just me? Let me know in the comments, guys, but I know I shouldn't be the only one tempted to always buy used sketchbooks. That aside, I encourage you to do the exercises using materials that you usually use and are just laying around somewhere, because the main purpose here is to jumpstart you into drawing. The next method is drawing spiral shapes. It seems kinda silly, but it's somehow my shortcut in drawing the same shape over and over again. Shapes are fundamental in our sketching, and so they must be included in warming up. Every scene and portrait is composed of different kinds of shapes, and I always use them at the start of my drawing process, and then continuously develop them into detailed drawings. Identifying objects through their shapes is very helpful, especially when you want to recreate a real scene or object that you are looking at. It helps you see the bigger picture in its respective parts and put those tiny pieces together. It's just like magic how everything fits like a puzzle. The fourth method is using Zentangle. It is a way of creating images through patterns. Again, like any other warm-ups, each pattern can be imperfect. Sometimes I even think that its organized look in the pattern gives the image more character. Also, don't focus solely on how each pattern looks, because they often look better as a whole with all the other patterns. This method will teach you patience and wake up your muscle memory. You will be able to remember the same strokes and flawlessly incorporate them with your drawings. It will also help you relax and get ready for a more planned and structured piece. The fifth and last warm-up is drawing things or people around you. Whether you are at home or somewhere comfortable to draw, find an object, scenery, or even people that you want to loosely sketch. I say loosely because you shouldn't take a lot of time drawing them. Just aim for the right shapes, sizes, perspectives, or movements. They don't need to be detailed. Having an idea on how things look in real life will give you an advantage, because you will be able to tweak them in your own style later on. I always believe that to be able to be better at something, learning the essential is a must. We must never skip it, and the best way to learn is through our surroundings. For this instance, I grabbed things available on my desk and started sketching them. As you can see, I started by drawing their most identifiable shape and then continued putting rough details. I hope that these 5 methods can also be of help in developing your drawing skills. You don't need to do them all before making your next art piece. Just retain what you think you might need at the moment and experiment. I'm sure you're now ready to make your next piece, so I'll leave you to it. Have fun and see you on the next video. Bye-bye!